Hello, everyone, and welcome to another issue of Crowdfunded Criticism. And I am your host, of course, Kino Subway, but of course you can call me Chris if you feel like it. And so today's Friday, and that is normally the live stream for the morning roast. Unfortunately, my co-host Simon went on one too many Meta Baron rants, and I kicked him out. Oh, I'm kidding, of course. He actually had some stuff to deal with on the home front, so he had to cancel for the day. And so when my guest messaged me and asked me if we were still good to go, I said, my co-host had to cancel, but I was still willing to give it a shot going solo. And part of me was kind of excited by the prospect to see if I could hold my own in a stream, you know. And another part of me was kind of nervous, like, ooh, what if I mess it up? Because obviously, I don't want to bring on somebody, a guest, especially one that was recommended to me by somebody who actually is a regular and watches the show, and then botch it. And then make a poor show for the guest, right? Oh man, that's not going to get him sales. That's not going to make him look good. So I was a little nervous. But he did message me back saying that he was having a rough day too. So he said, "Why don't we just reschedule?" And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." Well, that's fine because that way I don't have to worry about it, right? So we did reschedule, and so since that didn't happen, I thought, well, why not do a crowdfunded criticism, right? And gosh, I haven't done one of these in what seems like forever. I've been having a lot of stuff going on here at the house myself, so I just ain't really had time. I think the last book that I was going to review was The Merry Boys, but then a crazed crusader decided to come and take over my channel for a video. Excuse me. Yeah, sorry about that. I have been drinking coffee. Actually got my own machine now. And Soul Ion will be proud to know that this is some really strong stuff. Tastes like garbage. But anyway, sorry I keep going on tangents here. The last book was going to be Merry Boys, but then that crazed crusader came and took over my channel for a video, so I'm going to actually do my Merry Boys review now. Alright, so before I get started, a little preface here. Any compliments or criticisms that I give this book is not going to be reflective of my personal opinions of the creators. Yeah. So, like, if I really like a book, that's not because I really like the creator as a person. Like, this is going to be about the book. In fact, the only times I'm going to review necessarily the creator, like the only time a creator is going to really come up or matter in these reviews, I would say, is maybe in the customer service aspect or customer interaction aspect. I am a firm believer that the customer is king, so to speak, that a customer can go on, say, social media or something like that and basically be an a-hole and get away with it because he's a customer, and but at the same time, the creator can't be an a-hole back because he needs to remain professional and respectful. And if he can't do that, then he just needs to ignore him, or if he has to, mute him, and if he really has to, block him. This isn't like a physical place, right? Like at a physical store, if you're at a comic book shop or something like that, and somebody is being a complete a-hole, well, then you got to do something about it. You got to kick them out, get them out of the store, do whatever you need to do, because they're ruining the experience for everybody. I don't believe that that applies to the internet because, well, it's the internet. You have tools to not have to interact with those people. Dang on, it's putting thunder down out there. Anyway, so that would be the only time I can think of where a creator, creator's personality or anything like that might factor into the review at all. But otherwise, no, I'm going to try to be as neutral towards creators as possible and review these books without my own personal bias coming through. Like, for instance, people that like Carla and John, I love them to death, or Mike Murphy and Selena. Uh, the reviews of their books was not because, oh, I really like them, so I'm just going to praise their books. No, it's because I genuinely enjoyed their books. I really liked them, and I wanted to let people know about it. Um, you know, I think they're very professional and stuff like that. Anyway, before I keep going on some sort of weird rant there, none of that matters here because the creator of Merry Boys, Mr. Karl Stephan, there's his name, there. He has every interaction I've seen him on in social media and stuff has been very positive. He's been very respectful to to potential customers or customers, and I've seen him. He's been respectful towards and professional towards other creators, and he seems like a very nice fella. And everything. So anyway, let's move on to the book, shall we? Now, the Merry Boys, like I said, get you another look at the cover. I can't see what I'm doing here. The Merry Boys is a story about these four young men who seemed to have been born deformed at birth. They were kind of like deformed at birth, and they were basically taken and adopted by this gentleman, a drunken priest, an alcoholic priest. And he is a bit of a kind of like religious fanatic. He believes that here, let me show you some pages. He believes that like hell's coming to this place, and this place is full of debauchery and sin. And so he's training these young men to be like Templars and go on a crusade to basically put the fear of God back in these sinners of this town and cleanse it of all this filth and vice. It's obviously it is a comedic style. It's comedic in tone. It's not taking itself too seriously. There's a good little shot of the boys. There we go. It doesn't take itself too horribly seriously. The biggest compliment, biggest positive I would say about this book is the artwork. The artwork is phenomenal. I love this artwork. And I really can't wait to see what else Karl has going on, in the future, like what more he works on, because I want to see more of this art. I really do. I want to see more of the Merry Boys. I want to see more of other stuff. I just want to see more of this art. It's great. Here, I'll switch over to issue 2. Here we go. It's just phenomenal. I also like the size of the book. So let me get a book here and I'll show you. It is a little bit bigger than your standard book. Let me move back here. There we go. A little bit bigger than your standard kind of comic. I guess this is like the standard size for the folks over there across the pond. I like it. The bigger size means the bigger, you get more details and stuff like that, and certainly want more details for these kind of books. I noticed I'm looking down at the book instead of looking at you fine folks. Got to work on that. Soul told me not to do that back in the day. The story is good. It doesn't. The writing and dialogue is good. It doesn't sit there and try to be this super fancy wording, like I'm really deep into the poetry, and it sounds like the writer's just trying to jerk himself off. It's solid. It's good stuff. It's good stuff without sounding overly like tripe. It's comedic in tone, right? So, a smooth brain like me can understand. The only criticism I can think of to give this, because obviously I have to give it a criticism, right? That's what the channel's called. So I have to find something, right? No matter how tiny. Um, if I remember right, I've read this 3 times now. The last time was a little while back. If I remember right, there was some slang in it. There was quite a bit of slang in it, and some of the vernacular in it. I remember I didn't understand. I didn't know the slang, right? So for like, it took me like a second, maybe just a second, to understand what it was meant, because obviously with the context of the sentence and then what's going on the panel, I can obviously figure out what it means, what it implies. But it did take me like a second or two with a couple of the words. Um, but clearly that obviously is very, very minor, a very minor complaint, if it's a complaint at all, because you're going to have that, right? Like, this is obviously a different region of the world, so they're going to have different slang and terminologies and stuff like that. I constantly was chuckling at this book. What am I doing? I need to show more of this art. I need to show more art. Oh, there's a good one. Look at that. Ooh. Like, like, for instance, chavs. I don't know what chavs means. I just assume it's something bad. Like, but if I was really like, oh, I wonder what that means. Obviously, I could just go and Google it and figure out, right? It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a complaint. Like I said, it's very minor, and honestly, I would rather him keep that in the book than take it out and uh, try to dilute it. I like that slang. It makes it more authentic, and gets that authentic feel to it. Overall, I really like the book, and I can't wait for the next issues. There was also a making of book as well. I have not actually went in and read it, but it looks. I've flipped through it a little bit, and it shows like some of the process and everything. And so I do need to really go through and read this just to check it out and see what happens. But there was also that. I kind of regret not getting an original art page now, because that just looks good and it would be really nice to have on the wall. But overall, yeah, I would rate this very highly, and I would definitely back it again, because I think you got, if I remember right, you got these first 2 issues. I think it was for $15, something like that. I think it was $15. Don't quote me on it. I don't have the page up. I'm not prepared for this because I wasn't really I wasn't planning on doing it today. But yeah, overall, would rate it very highly. Would recommend it. And I have no issues with it, really. Like I said, that was a very minor complaint, and I don't even think I would consider it a complaint, because if he took it out and put in like some really generic words, I think it would take some of the spirit out of the book, some of what makes it what it is. So it's not really a complaint. It's just a quirk, I guess you'd say. Yeah, I guess you'd say a quirk. So I really enjoyed the book. If you're into like comedy, I've realized comedy in comics can be a little harder to do. In my opinion, I think it's a little harder to pull off, because I can only think, like, Western comic wise, I can only think of a couple books off the top of my head that pulled off the comedy stuff, and that was when I was younger. Manga wise, I've read a few more that's pulled it off, like One Punch Man. I love One Punch Man. That thing always has me laughing. It always has me laughing. What else? Prison School. It's childish, but I do get some chuckles out of the childish nature of it sometimes. What else? There's another one. I can't think off the top of my head, but there's another one that gets me laughing too. But so I think he succeeded with the comedic aspects because, like I said, I was constantly chuckling while I was reading it. I wasn't sitting there like on the floor like dying of laughter, you know. I wasn't like in that Monty Python skit like the deadliest the funniest joke in the world or whatever, where they weaponize the joke. And they're like, oh, I'm dying from it. But this was a good book. I did get some. It was constantly giving me the chuckles. So I really liked it. I did really like it. And I'm really looking forward to the next stuff that Carl's doing. And maybe I can get him on the morning show one of these times. That would be fun. It'd be fun to learn more about it. I don't get to watch a lot of the what do they call it, CGUK streams, so that would be really cool to have him on, or Kami Mark, or some of them folks. Yeah, that'd be really cool. I don't know a lot about European comics. Uh, I grew up reading Road Trooper. That's about it. So it'd be a really nice thing to hear more about comics from across the way there. So I would highly recommend it. It's towards the top in terms of of the CG books I've read so far. It's towards the top of my list. Um, Unfortunately, there is quite a few CG books that are towards the bottom. I hate to say, I'm disappointed in, or uh, have issues with, but this is not one of them. um, Now, I don't know. I'm going to try to start getting back on schedule, doing regular kind of uploads, and I realized that I've been doing a lot of positive crowdfunded criticisms. Like, I've been doing a lot of crowdfunded criticisms of the books that I overall am really pleased with. And I realized that that is a disservice to especially the customers, but also to the consumers, because, or not the consumers, the creators, right? Because if people aren't out there saying like, hey, with respect, this is this isn't the best, or this I had an issue with this, or whatever, then how are they going to know to do what to do better next time, right? And obviously, I'm doing a major disservice to the customer because, well, I'm not giving them my full opinion on everything. And the whole point of these videos is for the few of you out there who actually enjoy watching my stuff. um, I need to tell you everything. I need to give you the full opinions on stuff, so that way you guys can go into these crowdfunders with the most available knowledge possible, so you can make the best educated decision on whether or not to back these products, because you're taking a risk, right? These are crowdfunders. They could just take your money and run. They could deliver a very subpar product. They could deliver it in a very bad way, so it comes in all busted up. They could just treat you like ass. Pardon my language, on social media. There's a long list of boom, 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 boom things that could go wrong with this. So trust is very, very important to these projects, which is one of the reasons why I believe creators should always be professional and respectful and stuff. And they should always make sure to deliver with the best way presentable. Vinny Tardamella is a great example, in my opinion, of a crowdfund guy. He delivers nice and secure. He's always been respectful, and things like that. Mike Murphy and Selena, I think, are good examples of it. On and on and on. So, I hope you enjoyed my review. It's a bit long-winded today. I apologize. I know I went on a little bit of a rant here and there. it was a little, this is a little bit unscripted, like always. And I don't know, maybe I'm getting a little more vocal than maybe I should. I don't know. But this is how I feel. These are my opinions. And I'm going to let them out, right? I'm going to occasionally, let people know how I feel when it comes to the product. I need to. Oh, before I forget, I had some stuff come in the past couple days. Actually, I've had a lot of stuff come in that you guys probably haven't seen. Because it's been so long. Like, I've had stuff like the Graveyard Shift by Malin come in. Yeah, it's the double. I bought 2 of them, so one of those will probably be going to Sim. Gosh, what else did I have come in? Oh yeah, I had Johnny Phantasm and the Tales of New Detroit, 1977. The 3-issue newsprint floppy come in. Also got a poker chip. Ain't that neat? That's pretty cool. But yeah, these were floppies. They're in newsprint. Oh, I also forgot there's like little cards and whatnot there. Basically, he took his graphic novel that he did in the first campaign and he split it into 3 issues. And they were printed on newsprint. And instead of paying, I think it was $25 for the graphic novel, you only paid $15 for these. So they're much more affordable. So that was pretty cool. I like that. So I went ahead and bought it. That's technically my second copy of the book that way. And then I can just sit here and I can read these floppies while I keep the graphic novel all nice and clean. The other thing that came in was Super Harem. Woo! Spicy. Set that off there. And then the little ash can there on the back. And then, yeah. So I, of course, always show my comics to my mom because it gives us something to talk about. And after Dad's passing, I made it a point to spend more time with her, And so this is something that I can go over there and I can kind of talk to her about. And, and she always likes to be included in this stuff, I think. So I do that. So I showed her Super Ham just to see her reaction. And she was like, ooh, that's a bit racy there. She's like, it's a good thing this isn't for kids, because she's still has that mindset that like comics are for kids, and things like that, which was good and bad for young me, because it was, like one time we bought like a long box, real big long box, and I was so happy. I had busted my butt doing chores, and I got this long box for like $10, full of comics. I had to beg my parents to spend that kind of money. Usually I got like $1 once a week. I got like $1 or $2 to buy a comic with, and I got this one for 10. I was like, look at all these books, Mom. It's a great deal. Let me have it. Oh man, I got it. Got back in there. There was so many cool books. I think Lobo was in it. All these other really cool books. And I think there was a few adult books in there too. I was like, oh God, oh no. I was like, oh God, I must never let my parents see this. They will beat me senseless. What else? Oh, where is it? Okay, here we go. This also came in with Super Harem. Fancy Joe Ball. Look at that, nice. And got some Winger. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then, of course, the sexy Karl robe print. All of this will be going on my wall. I'm going to have a freaking wall. It's going to be completely covered. I don't know where I'm going to put it. Maybe I'll put it on one of these walls. Or maybe, I'm trying to decide. I might go upstairs and make one of my empty rooms upstairs, like the crowdfunded room, it's just going to be just walls of goodies from good people, right? All right, so anyway, I'm going to cut it here. How long has this been? Almost 25 minutes. Good gosh. I'm going on a bit of a ramble, ain't I? So I apologize for the length of it. I apologize if I got a little rambly. I guess it's been too long since I've done it. You know, since I've had this little conversation here with everybody. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Let me think. What's today? Yeah, Sunday. We will be doing a Sunday special live stream. It will be with Justin, the creator of Unstitched, and I'm hoping I can convince Aaron to come on, just because I want to give Aaron hell. And we rescheduled the live stream with the creator of Hammer to the Monday show. So apologies to Yodam Darkstar. I know I told him I was going to have him on today, but things happened. I really feel bad every time I'm late or every time I have to cancel something. But I'm trying to get better. So everyone who listens, thank you. I do appreciate it, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye.